Benjamin Netanyahu will be a no-show at the U.S. nuke summit next week. Prime Minister of Israel just backing out of that meeting. My next guest says his last visit to the White House is the reason why. Fox News strategic analyst and author of Endless War, Colonel Ralph Peters, joins me now. Colonel, please explain. Can you just set us up a little bit? Last week, what was the problem? What happened last week?
Well, when Bibi Netanyahu, Prime Minister Netanyahu, last came to Washington, he was treated very, very shabbily, as though he were an enemy. No warm embrace like Hugo Chavez got, no press conference, no photos. It was just shabby. But beyond that, Prime Minister Netanyahu saw clearly that the nuclear security summit next week was going to be an ambush. That he was going to walk in there and all the Muslim states and other developing world states were going to pile on Israel and draw parallels between Israel's nukes and Iran's pursuit of nukes, North Korea, setting up a moral equivalence. And look, why would you go to a party your ex-wife is throwing to humiliate you? So Bibi Netanyahu did the right thing. He said, thanks, I can't come. But he is sending a cabinet member. Israel's not boycotting. He just doesn't want to be humiliated again by Israel's former closest ally.
All right, and Colonel, tell us how important Israel is to us.
Israel is our only true ally in the Middle East. Not the Saudis, not even the Jordanians who've helped us out here and there for their own reasons. Israel is the only true ally we have. It is flesh of our flesh. It's part of our civilization. It is the only rule of law democracy in the entire Middle East. And the way President Obama has turned away from Israel, dissed the Prime Minister, dissed Israel in his Cairo speech last year, he seems to see Palestinian terrorists as freedom fighters and as Israelis as aggressors, sort of the classic Reverend Jeremiah Wright litany of the world.
Colonel, is it a big deal that Bibi Netanyahu doesn't show up and sends one of his deputies?
Well, it's a shame that we've come to this. It's a big deal in the sense that Israel and the United States must remain close, and not just for Israel's sake, for our sake as well. And that the Prime Minister of Israel feels he cannot come to a nuclear security summit because he'd be humiliated again by the American president is really a sad, sad state of affairs.
All right, Colonel Ralph Peters, thank you.